Hey there, it's Jimmy again, and here we are in the junkyard. Lots to take in today, but it's getting a little bit late in the day actually, so the sun's starting to set. So we'll just take a look at this. A very cool 1983 first year Chevy Blazer or Chevy S10 Blazer 4x4. If you like what you see, please do subscribe and you'll be notified whenever I do another one of these videos. So let's take a closer look. As you guys may recall, these things were introduced in 1982 for 1983 based on the popular S10 pickup truck. There's also the GMC Jimmy version based on the GMC S15 truck, which is the same as a Chevy S10 truck. These came in two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive and were super popular. I remember in Southern California, these things started being all over the place. I mean, this was the time when the small SUVs started kind of taking off. This, you know, obviously we had the big K5 Blazer, the big Bronco. Competitors to this one were obviously the Bronco 2, based on the Ford Ranger. Also, of course, the Jeep Cherokee, the little one. Also, you know, started having the Japanese guys starting to come in with the 4Runners and stuff. Although that was 4Runner was a little bit later in this, I believe. So, you know, for a little while, the Americans mostly had the market themselves, and yeah, pretty cool. This is it's a good looking body style. I really like the two doors. They did add the four-door style later in the model run. These went all the way through, I want to say 94, and the second generation came out in 95. But you know, the two doors really worked visually with this huge rear glass. The four doors always looked kind of tacked on, but if anything, I think the four doors may have even been more popular than the two doors, just because they were obviously more practical, right? For small or even medium-sized families. So let's take a look at this, and it's just super cool. This is an 83. I haven't seen 83 in years, decades, I don't know. Very neat. Obviously, you know, it's got normal things like just red taillights, white backup things, big Chevy. Across the tailgate is neat. This one's one color, obviously black only. These were really popular in the two-tone variants. I remember the blue with the white stripe in the middle, red with a white stripe, white with different color stripes, and then they sort of had these iconic 5-spoke wheels. Oh, this one just has the black steelies. The front is pretty much twin to the S10 pickup, which makes sense because that's what it's based on. I couldn't tell you for sure, but I'm assuming all the stuff's interchangeable. You have this big kind of egg cratey grill that someone here tried to paint, but now it's peeling off. Just a single sealed beam headlights, obviously, since it was the 80s. Nothing was flush yet. Chrome bumpers, marker lights or turn signals down there. Chrome mirrors, which was cool. A lot of the stuff was optional, but this is in the day before everything became body color. This one even has a roof rack. And the back is kind of interesting. These always have this, well, not always, but usually they had this little spoiler on the back, which would deflect the wind down onto the rear window to make it less dirty. This one, unfortunately, the rear window is broken out, but you could use the thing here, unlock it, and then just to have the glass pick up, go to the left, and this would pop up, and then the glass would be attached to the spoiler, and the whole thing would just tilt up. Or you'd go down and the whole tailgate would I believe the whole tailgate would go up as a unit, right? Or no, were these two parts? Huh. No, I think you had to release the glass first and then the rest came down. Actually, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's how it is. I'm pretty sure this folded down. Interesting. Too bad this one's broken, so I can't actually check myself. Dope. Anyway, let's see. What else do we have? Well, I guess since we're back here, let's look. The cargo area is pretty spacious. You had not really any room to put anything. The jack would have been over here, and this cover over here is the cover for it. So that would have been somehow like this. Jack would have been underneath. Spare tire would have been, I don't think there's no underneath here, so the spare would be underneath there. No, that's where the gas tank is. Huh, I don't know. Maybe mount. Oh, yeah, I think it mounted in the side as well. So you had kind of a big spare tire back here. Yeah, that makes sense because there's the indentation for it. So you had the big spare setting up here. There was also an optional swing away tailgate type thing that was here. let's take a look inside and see what we can see. Pretty neat. This one's actually in pretty good shape. This is a black on black one. Got high back bucket seats, which are kind of nice. The back seat has no headrest because that was not a mandatory deal back then for trucks. But the fabric is nice. I mean, that's a really nice burlappy cloth that obviously is pretty durable. An ashtray over there, another ashtray over here. Let's see if I can get there. Yeah, that just, oh, look, lots of ashes in there. Gross. You have a speaker back here, and here you had a pouch for something with a zipper. I guess pencils or matches if you're a firebug. You have soft padded armrest, which is nice on both sides, and that one also had the little zipper pouch back there. That's kind of cool. I wasn't aware it had that storage option. Headliner is a typical GM semi-patented billowy falling down deal, but also black. Very modern, right? I mean, everything's black these days. Let's check out the driver's seat. And even the driver's seat isn't, let's back it up a bit. Pretty good shape. That's the only damage really, and there on the bolstering, which is not bad for 40 something years old. You have a center console here with a big hinges busted, but you have a big lid with a typical, this is the old, that's just like for the glove box, right? In a Nova or even a Cadillac Seville. Everything from I think the 70s till sometime in the mid 90s used this same style knob. Over here on the passenger side, you have a seat in great condition. Somebody put a pad on it, but no real reason to. It's in good shape. You had manual windows, which work. You have this stainless steel plate, which is kind of nice. In here, I have no idea what this is for. That's interesting. Did you put stuff in there? That's weird. Then this one just had manual locks, no power on this one. Power locks and windows were obviously an option, but not on this, or not chosen on this one. What else do we have? We have a 2-spoke steering wheel, full instrumentation there, 85-mile speedometer. This one, well, the mileage says 15,562. Obviously, it's gone around at least once, but maybe only once. Maybe it's 115. No RPM gauge, but you have a big gas gauge over there. Unleaded fuel only. Then you have oil pressure, voltmeter. On the left side, you just have water temp and fasten your seatbelt reminder. Here's the GM do everything kind of stock, which always kind of sucked. Just, I mean, you had to push it down till it made a clunk. It always felt like it was going to break off. It rarely did, but it kind of felt like it. Cruise control was on there. Wipers were on there. Lights were on, not lights. Wipers, cruise control, and then to push for the windshield washer. Down here you had the headlights, pull out, and then you could adjust the delay on the windshield wipers, slow and fast. Brake release, hood release, manual brake, or emergency brake. And then down here you have the transfer case. So for the 4x4 system, you had 2-wheel, 4 high, neutral, and 4 low. And that was a manually operated deal. I don't know if you could do it in motion. I'm pretty sure you had to stop, but that was kind of how it was back then, a lot of these cars. And then in the middle here, you've got the vents, HVAC with AC in this case. These cool little round knobs, kind of hi-fi looking actually. Aftermarket Sanyo radio, rear window. Look, an electric rear window opener to pop that thing open. And then let's go around to the other side quickly before we go underneath the hood. But what do we have here in the passenger side? Uh-oh, it's not opening. Is it locked? It could be locked. Where is it? Let's try this. Still locked. Okay, let's just go through here. So here's the glove box, and this was an S10 Tahoe model, which I think was a semi-upscale one. And that's kind of nice. That's actually deep. It goes down quite a ways there. And then you have these 2 cup holder cutout things to rest your beverage on there. Huh, that's quite nice in there actually. So let's take a look under the hood. For a long time, these had a fair number of engine options. Although to begin, you could just get, there's a 4-cylinder, how's this open? Oh, that's awkward. Somewhere, there's gotta be an opener. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's see, this has the 2.8 liter V6. putting out, I believe, 110 horsepower, so not too powerful, but probably on par. Well, it was on par with everything else in the day, and it was exactly on par with what the Jeep Cherokee had, because this is the same engine that powered the original Jeep Cherokee, but not the big one, the little ones, obviously. That was XJ. So yeah, you could also get a 4-cylinder. I believe it was just the Iron Duke. And then in California, there was an Isuzu supplied 4-cylinder engine for some reason, probably to do with emissions. So this one's still pretty complete. This was actually just dropped off in the junkyard pretty recently, I believe. So that's perhaps why it's still pretty complete, but you just had a regular air cleaner. Obviously the alternator. Yeah, everything's still here. Even have the sound deadening pad there. Not bad. But yeah, these were quite the... I mean, I remember these well, and I'm sure a lot of you guys either owned them or drove them or rode in them or for sure knew somebody who had one. Pretty capable little machines. I like the looks of them a lot. A lot of people obviously did. They were right sized and I believe right priced and fairly durable. And well, here we are, 40 years later. This one has finally run its course. No more blazing the trail. So there you go. Thank you very much. If you liked what you saw, please do subscribe, and we'll keep bringing these. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.